because you're gonna get to work, you're gonna get to enjoy your family outings with your kids or whatnot. But what about me? I'm sitting here disabled for the rest of my life. I got 6 screws and 2 rods. I'm waiting to get surgery on my lower back. Like, guy, you made a bad choice, and it's affecting you. But you're still getting to enjoy life, and I'm not.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 3419, State of Texas versus Kevin Curiel. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Jason Todd for Mr. Currell.
And are you Mr. Correll? All right, you entered a plea of no contest on October 17th. According to the plea bargain agreement, the state was proceeding on counts 1 and count 2. Is that correct?
I don't recall, Your Honor. May I look at the counts just to be sure?
Yes, because I don't have it listed that way.
And that's not typically how, what I understand.
Here's the indictment.
I remember now. I believe there's two victims, and that is correct, Your Honor. I
Okay,
apologize
thank
for that delay.
Problem. All right, so you entered a plea of no contest to both counts 1 and 2. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years. There's a $2,500 fine. State is silent on your application for deferred. The state recommends community supervision, and there's to be restitution to the complainants. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor, that is what we understood.
All right. So we are here for sentencing. The state is in agreement to your having supervision, which is a conviction, but they're silent on your application for deferred. So let's get to the crux of this situation. Why should I give you deferred adjudication? Counsel?
Your Honor, we've given a mitigation packet to you to talk about Mr. Curiel. That's been given to the state. The state reviewed that before they give that to you. Judge, we come to you today to, first of all, accept responsibility, but also to give an explanation. The first part of this is Mr. Curiel he works very hard. He has family members that depend on him. He does have a prior drug offense that I believe is a marijuana offense. So I can't say that he has no criminal history, but he has a very limited criminal history and is an active member of this community. What we're after, the reason for the deferred is to allow him to continue working in his business and in his job and supporting the people around him. The difference between, as you know, a conviction and not a conviction is significant. We do have an explanation for the night. Once again, not to put off any responsibility, but just to explain why Mr. Curiel reacted the way he did, albeit inappropriate if the court would care to hear.
All right, yes.
Judge, what I'm presenting to you, in the end, Mr. Curiel was afraid. We understand that this was a scene in which many people were upset. If what I'm presenting to you now, Judge, the first is a dialogue from the 911 call. The second is the police report from that night. And then the third set are pictures of Mr. Curiel. What it shows is that people were upset at the scene. And then Mr. Curiel was disorientated. When he says, from the moment that I've met Mr. Curiel, he said he left because he was afraid. Our question to him, and the question from the state, which is a very fair question, is why didn't you wait for the police? He doesn't remember the police being there when he left. We went through and I've shown him evidence that shows that it looks like they were there, that he could have waited, that he didn't have to leave. What we're hoping for you to see, Judge, that he had a reason to be afraid. And he made a poor choice. He should have been more patient. He should have stuck around. There's other things he could have done besides leave. We have 2 more exhibits, Your Honor, that the state object to. They haven't objected to any of these that I've shown you so far. That we believe we know who Mr. Leal is. We believe that we found who he is, and he has a criminal history. What we're just trying to do to suggest is that Mr. Curiel had a reason to be afraid that is not unreasonable, especially at a scene where people are upset. It's our understanding that Mr. Moses Leal is a family member of the victim, and we understand why he would come to the scene upset. So once again, we're not trying to put off any responsibility. We're just trying to give an explanation. If you want to talk to Mr. Curiel, he is ready to speak to this as well. We just hope that in some way mitigates his choices. Additionally, Your Honor, we have the claim information regarding this case, that this case is settled. I'm going to jump ahead of the state. The state has brought you is going to give you additional restitution. We're not gonna object to that. The only thing, all we would ask for is just time to pay. We weren't expecting that today. We just found that out today. We have no objection to it being included. And I know that Mr. Curial, I've advised him that he's ready to resolve that as fast as he can. It's just not something that he has at this moment.
And Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
with, Apologies to defense counsel. I did not become aware of this particular document until this afternoon.
Okay.
And that's fair, Your Honor.
Is there anything you wish to say? You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Kevin Creel.
All right, so how old are you?
I'm 40 years old.
How old were you then?
Has been 37.
All right, and how long had you been a driver when you were 37? How many years?
CDL driver, 9 years. Driver's license since I was 16.
All right, so then you know, especially with a CDL, if there's an accident, you have to stop.
And render it.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So why didn't you do that in this case?
Well, let me start. When the accident occurred, it was my fault. I was having an argument with the passenger, took my eyes off the road. I caused an accident. When I did, my first reaction, check on passenger, I got out and I walked to the victim's vehicle. Are you okay? Is everybody okay? Hold on, 911's been called, and that's when I was met with a man without a shirt. And that's where everything just took a twist. I was scared. I admit I should have waited. So I didn't know that the cops were there. My attorney has shown me evidence that it suggests that there was police there. I didn't know and I left. If the police were there, I 100% should have waited. And it was a rough night.
Any other questions? Any questions?
State Your Honor.
All right, and the court will note for the record, the court has reviewed the police transcription 911 call, which seems to corroborate what the witness is saying as it relates to someone approaching him. And I want everyone to know I can understand someone approaching someone in anger when there's an accident and your loved one is injured. And by the same token, I understand if someone is being approached in anger at an accident. And from the photos that were admitted to the court to review, the defendant was injured as well. I just don't see what would be the justice, I guess, for want of a better term, and giving him a conviction where if he has the deferred adjudication, he is looking at the full range of punishment. So is there anything that I'm missing that would suggest to the court that Mr. Curial should not have deferred?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
There you go. And I'm basing my decision on granting his application based upon the mitigation packet that's been submitted to the court and based upon the stipulations that have been given to the court as well. So with regards to sentencing, this is what the court will do. And counsel, I'm going to return to you the 911 call and the conversations that were recorded and that were transcribed.
Thank you, Judge.
So counts 1 and counts 2 were run concurrent. Do you have a suggestion for length of deferred? And I'm expecting everyone to be reasonable. And do you have any objection, even though the state is silent, do you have any objection? I know they're silent on your application for deferred. I am granting your application for deferred. they're asking that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. So state, I'm assuming that you are asking for the deferred to be for what length of time?
10 years, Your Honor.
All right, so they're asking for 10 years.
Judge, we would ask for 5. We believe that in that time, he'll show the court who he is, and if it'll happen, it will become clear very soon if he's able to do it, and then he'll have the full range available regardless of how long the term is.
All right, this is what I'm going to do.
Your Honor, may I briefly respond?
Yes.
The state would prefer the court to impose 10 years of deferred adjudication because if, as defense counsel claims, Mr. Curio shows the court who he is and abides by his requirements, then he should be able to come to the court and request to be terminated early from supervision.
That's correct.
Okay. Then we will do it for 10 years. All right. Court is going to sentence you to 10 years deferred adjudication. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, $2,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent, 200 hours of community service restitution, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. The defensive driving course. There's to be restitution, if any, to Maria Sanchez and Inez Leal. Field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. Regular random UAs. And you can either do the regular random UAs or you can do a patch. The patch costs more, but it gives you more abilities for employment. TAP evaluation, out of custody, and follow recommendations of TAP. Probation, is there anything else?
The tax evaluation already makes the recommendation was the with 1 year analysis.
All right, then that will be the DOEP course. Is there anything else, probation?
Okay.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Yeah,
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
yes, sir.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, in this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, you need to let probation know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, is there any victim impact?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Leal? If you could unmute for me, please.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
All right, Ms. Leal, it's the court's understanding that you would like to have a victim impact statement.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you may proceed.
Okay,
Oh,
hi,
I'm so
my name
sorry. Before you do that, also, there's going to be a restitution hearing.
okay.
Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset for a restitution hearing?
March 4th.
All right, Ms. Leal, the restitution hearing is going to be March 4th. Whatever documentation you have, be sure to tender that to the state. And you'll be allowed to appear for the restitution hearing by Zoom. No objections, I'm assuming?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed, Ms. Leal.
Hi, my name is Inez Leal. I am, the reason for the impact statement is I am in agreement with everything that y'all have for the sentencing part. And thank you so much for giving them the 10 years deferred. And the reason why I want the 10 years deferred is because he didn't acknowledge us. Yes, my brother was upset. He was very upset because I was screaming in so much pain. And not once did he acknowledge us. And that is the only reason why I am angry. Still angry because there was 3 females in the vehicle. It wasn't a car full of men or young kids or anything. I'm an old lady with two young girls. Like, he did not acknowledge us. So I just want to say that part. Second is I didn't know the extent of my injuries. Now after the After the wreck, I needed surgery and I have 6 screws and 2 rods. Before that, I was working 6 days a week, 10 to 15 hours a day, 6 days a week, supporting my family. And now I'm not able to work. I want to work. I hate being having to be at home now. I'm sitting here. I'm going and a little bit over a year trying to get disability, trying to get Social Security. I'm behind all my bills like since the wreck, and like I'm glad he got hurt too, but it was his fault. And I'm glad that he's acknowledging that it was his fault. Now, the thing is that me, I'm disabled permanently for the rest of my life, and I'm still young. And my grandkids are coming. I can't even enjoy parties, barbecues. I mean, and I'm literally not making none of this up. If I could work right now, and I want to work right now, but my body does not let me work. And so now my 2 youngest ones, my third one already turned 18, so he's grown. He can start working or whatnot. But my 2 younger ones are the ones that are hurting because those are the ones that I should be. When I was working, I was spoiling my older ones. But now that it's coming, it's. I'm trying to keep this brief, but my 2 younger ones now that I'm supposed to be spoiling because I've already spoiled the 3 older ones when I was working, and now I'm not able to work. Now I'm gonna have to sit here and live on a set income that I'm not ready for. I don't want to live off of 900 a month and then whatever Social Security decides to send me or whatnot. So that's the reason for the restitution, because you're gonna get to work, you're gonna get to enjoy your family outings with your kids or whatnot. But what about me? I'm sitting here disabled for the rest of my life. I got 6 screws and 2 rods. I'm waiting to get surgery on my lower back. Like, guy, you made a bad choice, and it's affecting you. But you're still getting to enjoy life, and I'm not. And my kids are not, or my grandkids are not. Like, you made a bad choice and you messed up my life because I was that woman, that single mother for the past 12 years that wanted to go work. I didn't care about child support. I didn't want no child support. I could care less if he owes me that, the kid's dad owes me that for the rest of his life or whatnot. I didn't care. I didn't want to depend on that. So I went out and busted my butt to sit there and support my kids and have a roof over their head and get them what they wanted, what they needed, and then some of what they wanted. And now I'm sitting here waiting for a darn check that I still haven't got. And behind my bills, I didn't get my kids nothing for Christmas. Nothing for Christmas because I have nothing. Like, you just don't know it. I don't know why I can't see you. I wish I could have seen you. I can't even see you in the video or when I wish you could see me, the pain that you've caused me and my family. And this is for the rest of my life. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it brief. I have a lot more to say. I have just so much anger um for the way that I'm stuck now for the rest of my life. But thank you.
All right,
And thank you for sentencing for the 10 years. That's just what I wanted. I did. I'm sorry that I want to, I mean, I know he has no priors except for whatever I heard, the marijuana or whatnot, but he, what do you call it? I'm very, because I want him to remember for at least 10 years that you've ruined my life, that you're going to have to go report and do what you got to do so you can remember me instead of you doing this for 5 years and then for you to sit there and after that you're going to be, oh, happy go lucky and, oh, let's party. We're done with the fight. No, no, no. 10 years, guy. 10 years.
all right. So,
Remember.
thank you so much, Ms. Leal. Just make sure that you have that information for the state with regards to your restitution. And thank you so much for zooming in. And both the defense and state have agreed that for the restitution hearing, you are able to appear by Zoom. And that date is going to be March 4th. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, thank
I would
you.
be, Judge, thank you.
Yes, he'll need to speak with probation. Thomas Lozano? Hello.
Hey,
All right. There's a violation report.
there is shit.
All right, this is something, have you all come to an agreement on the violation report?
Judge, we did have a motion to amend the conditions of the bond.
Well, we need to start with the violation
Sure.
report. So have you all agreed on the violation report or no? No problem. Have you all had a chance to review the violation report?
Yes, sir. Review it. I don't, at this point, we haven't discussed changing any of the condition. It looks like it was just a matter of the defendant complying. He got into a van to go to his job. That van had other stops. And so at this time, the state would just be asking that he not be allowed to do that, and I think that's the agreement with that as well.
Judge, he does work at Randolph Brooks.
Mhm.
My understanding is that they do take a van to work because there's not adequate parking for all individuals.
Mhm.
I was not a part of the initial hearing when GPS was placed. I think if I had been here, I would have expressed, I'm assuming, I would have told me that that is part of his job, is that he does get in a van with other individuals. They do make multiple stops on the way home. We are asking that he be at least allowed that opportunity if there is no parking on base. And then we also had a motion, Judge. He's the individual I had spoken with you and the state about that had farm animals.
Mhm.
And he was asking for permission to be able to feed those animals during the week. The
And I
state-
think,
We are in agreement with that, Your Honor.
And Judge, I do have a motion.
sure.
This was the original motion, Judge. So nothing's changed except for the last paragraph, which is just giving permission to travel to the Atascosa address. And Judge, there were two other things, and I hadn't spoken with Ashley about this, but he was asking for permission to go to church. I don't know if that's something that the court would allow.
No, and let me just tell you the reason why I'm not going to allow it. Because you're before me first on a violation of pretrial conditions. You're making unauthorized stops. If everybody on GPS is allowed to make whatever stops they want, then they're not on GPS really. They're just doing what they want.
Understood, ma'am.
So there are not going to be any changes to the GPS until the court sees that you are following GPS conditions. So all of these stops that other people are making to the Mexican restaurant, to the Take 5 oil change, Tractor Supply, someplace on Jarrett Road, S Road, Tree Village, Ridge Arbor, Action Pond. So you're telling me Action Pond stopping there has something to do with your employment?
So, ma'am, so what we do is, we write a van pool. So, we drop off people as, other people that work with us there on base. And we, drop them off, at their stop, like, their wife will pick them up someplace and, or at their residence or wherever it is that we pick them up. Yeah, it's a van share that, the government offers us, provides us with, because of the, lack of parking there where we work on base. Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
Your Honor, I guess I wasn't aware that it's an on-base thing.
Yes, ma'am, I work on base. I work for the Air Force, US Air Force.
All right, so you need to provide proof of that to them and provide other information that in fact it is a van share. If it's a van share, then I understand the unauthorized stops.
Right.
But if it is not a van share, the court doesn't understand that.
It's a via van share, ma'am. I can provide that.
All right, so you'll need to provide that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so where are we on discovery?
Your Honor, I don't believe any of the cases that are, at least before this court, are indicted yet.
Yeah, they haven't been indicted, but I want us to be moving towards wherever we're gonna be, because I know this is an alleged interference with child custody. And those cases, usually there's all of these civil orders that have been filed and people want copies of civil orders. So everyone needs to start working on that.
Yes, Judge.
Understood, Judge.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you.
And just for clarification, the only thing you need is obviously proof that this is a van share to
Mhm.
and from work.
And
no other
proof that
conditions
he is actually at the base.
I'll get this to you as quickly as possible.
Thank you. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 5669 State versus Seth McDonald. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
The state of Texas?
for the defense?
Monica Guerrero for Mr. McDonald, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. McDonald?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, you had entered a plea of no contest on September 10th, 2024. The court found that the evidence was sufficient to find you guilty. The court deferred finding of guilt because you had applied for deferred adjudication. The enhancement was waived without objection. The court ordered a PSI and TAP evaluation. On October 28th, 2024, we were scheduled, but defense counsel was in a jury trial. And I have to put this on the record. On October 31st, it was recalled for December 16th, because I believe there was some sort of competency evaluation that was filed. And also, the court was awaiting the medical records to see whether or not your finger had been amputated. And then, of course, it was recalled again and again, but defense counsel was in jury trial. And also it was called again because we were awaiting medical records. And for some reason, someone thought that defense counsel should pay for the medical records.
And I did.
And she did. But that will be taken care of.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so the court, the reason he stated that he did not report and he wasn't able to report because he had his finger amputated.
Correct.
So defense brought in records to show, in fact, that his finger had been amputated. If you would like to put anything into the record, defense?
So yes, Your Honor, they sent me a packet of 400 pages, actually 475 pages of medical records. I sent the pertinent part to the court through the court coordinator, which did in fact indicate from this doctor that his finger was amputated on February the 8th of 2024. And he was recommended to be out of work or to go anywhere because of the extreme pain that it caused.
All right, and state you still wish to proceed with your plea bargain agreement of punishment being assessed at a cap of 4 years? All right, so you're changing it because you all were previously opposed, so now you're silent?
Correct.
Any objection to the changing of the plea bargain agreement to reflect that the state is silent?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection to the court writing in the plea bargain agreement that the state is silent?
No objection.
Any objection? Do you have any objections, sir, that the state is now silent?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, so the court has received the TAP evaluation and the PSI. I previously on the record, both parties said that they had no objections to the TAP evaluation or the PSI. Is that the same state defense?
Correct.
All right. Mr. McDonald,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you for being honest with the court. Sometimes it's rare that people are honest. They still will let their attorney go try to discover something that does not exist. But in this case, it did exist. So I'm going to give you a choice. This is your only choice. There is no other choice. You understand?
Your Honor.
I can find you guilty and sentence you to 2 years in the prison, or I will grant your application for community supervision, and I will place you on community supervision for 4 years.
4 years probation.
All right. All right, the court will find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 4 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. Probation, is he going to be with the special unit?
Yes, sir.
All right, you'll be reporting to the special unit. There is, and I know there are already field visits with that, so I'm not going to request field visits. There's to be Chapter 62 registration. You understand that?
Yes,
Do not miss that. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am.
Proof of employment or SSI within 30 days, I'll say 45 days of release because based upon your charges, it's going to be hard for you to find employment. 45 days of release. Of course, there's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you to be successful in this court. Communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can come back to the court.
Thank you.
And you really should be thanking your attorney for finding all of this information.
Everybody loves me in jail.
Okay, all right, have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe, excuse me.
Yes, and make sure you include that in your,
I will, thank you.
all right, thank you so much. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 2312 State versus April Diaz. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state
We're on the record, Your Honor.
defense?
Justin Vouch, Your Honor.
And are you Ms. Diaz? All right, defense, you are here requesting a bond, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defendant is currently on community supervision. Is there an agreement for a bond?
Yeah.
All right, and state, what is the agreement?
The agreement is to set the individual bond at $20,000. It was previously set at $15,000. Previous to putting into the case, but we're also requested an ignition unlock be installed on a vehicle, or if she's driving at all, for that matter.
All right.
That is the agreement, Your Honor.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear affirm?
Oh, she can't, Your Honor, because of the,
Oh, that's okay. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, state your name for the record.
April Diaz.
I'm not talking about now. We're gonna talk, I'm gonna talk to you and ask you questions about in the past, because I don't want to interfere with whatever defenses you may have with regards to the motion to revoke. So, in the past, have you had any type of drug or alcohol issues?
No drug issues. I have, I've drinking alcohol, obviously, and taken necessary classes, A as well. Just this past year, though, I did stop taking and going to AA.
All right. The court is going to set your bond at $20,000. There's to be ignition interlock on all accessible vehicles. There's to be no driving. And there's to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Is there anything with regards to the bond amount? Any other issues, state defense?
No, Your Honor. I've spoken to Satellite this morning. They are prepared to take her if I could be able to walk her down to Satellite.
Oh, the deputies will have to do that.
Oh, okay.
All right, so with regards to the motion to revoke, Ms. Ferguson, I need a contested hearing date in 20 days.
Oh, Your Honor, there, as far as discovery, it's a Bell County case for new DWI, and they're very slow in that county as far as felonies and discovery.
I'm sure somebody can get a police report from Bell County. We'll see where we are.
Okay, yeah.
All right, February 25th,
We have the police report. It's just other issue, but yeah, no
Okay.
problem.
for contested hearing. If you'll make sure she has a copy of the reset form, and then if you'll speak to the deputies, they'll make sure that she is taken downstairs.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate you.
It is 2021-2312 and DC.
ওয়াও মনে হয় ভিজুয়ালি দেখতে অনেক সুন্দর হয়েছে
হ্যাঁ প্রেজেন্টেশনটা ভালো
থ্যাংক ইউ
ওয়েটিং কার্ড পেয়েছি ঢাকা অডিশনের জন্য একটু টেনশন হচ্ছে নেক্সট রাউন্ডে আমি যেতে পারবো কিনা
সুরাইয়া পারভিন কি বানিয়েছেন আপনি
আমি একটি ডেজার্ট নিয়ে এসেছি আজকে লেয়ার কার্ড ফ্যান্টাসি
আমি জানি না টেস্ট কেমন আমি জাস্ট আপনার প্লেটিংটা দেখেই ওয়াও মনে হয় ডেজার্ট ছাড়া আপনি ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কুইজিন আর কি বানাতে পারেন
থাই চাইনিজটা পারি
থাই আর চাইনিজ কুইজিনের মধ্যে পার্থক্যটা কি বলতে পারবেন
কিছুটা কাছাকাছি কারণ এই দুটার মধ্যে আপনার যেই জিনিস প্রোডাক্টগুলো আমরা ইউজ করি প্রায় একই রকম
অনেকটা ডিফারেন্স আছে থাই খুব ঝাল হয় চাইনিজ অত ঝাল হয় না আর থাইতে প্রচুর কোকোনাট ইউজ করে চাইনিজে অত কোকোনাট ইউজ হয় না এছাড়াও এরকম অনেক উদাহরণ আছে
জি
দুটো ফুডের মধ্যে
জি সেরা রাঁধুনিতে কেন এসেছেন
আমি মনে করি ম্যাম সেরাধনী একটা হচ্ছে বিশাল বড় একটা প্ল্যাটফর্ম, যেখানে নিজেকে আমি উপস্থাপন করতে পারবো সবার সামনে, আমি আমার প্রতিভাকে দেখাতে পারবো। ফিউচারে আমার খুব ইচ্ছা নিজেকে একজন সফল উদ্যোক্তা হিসেবে তৈরি করা। আমি মনে করি সেরাধনী আমাকে সেই প্ল্যাটফর্মটা আমাকে তৈরি করে দিবে।
আজকে যদি আমরা আপনাকে ওয়েটিং কার্ড না দিই তাহলে আপনার কেমন লাগবে?
ভালো খারাপ দুইটাই লাগবে। কার্ড পেলে ভালো লাগবে, না পেলে ইনশাল্লাহ পরের বার আরও ভালোভাবে চেষ্টা করে আসবো।
আপনি তো আমাদের আগের চ্যালেঞ্জেসগুলো দেখেছেন, অনেক ইন্টারন্যাশনাল, অনেক ফিউশন, অনেক ডিফারেন্ট টাইপ অফ চ্যালেঞ্জেস থাকে। সো আপনার মনে হয় আপনি রেডি?
ইয়েস, আমি রেডি।
তাহলে চলে আসেন, আপনাকে আমরা
চলে
একটা ওয়েটিং কার্ড দিতে চাচ্ছি।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার। ওয়েটিং কার্ড পেয়েছি, ভালো লাগছে। জাজরাক আমার ফুড খেয়ে অনেক প্রশংসা করেছে। ঢাকা অডিশনের জন্য একটু টেনশন হচ্ছে নেক্সট রাউন্ডে আমি যেতে পারবো কিনা।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
ওয়ালাইকুম সালাম।
আমি শারমিন সাবালিনা। আমি আজকে নিয়ে এসেছি পিনা কোলাডা পাইনাপেল কেক।
ভিজুয়ালি দেখতে অনেক সুন্দর হয়েছে।
হ্যাঁ, প্রেজেন্টেশনটা ভালো।
থ্যাংক ইউ। কি করেন? একাডেমিক পড়াশোনা শেষ করেছি আমি, আর বর্তমানে আমি কালিনারি আর্টসের উপরে ডিপ্লোমা করছি, আর হোমমেড একটা খাবারের বিজনেস আছে যেটা আমি আমাদের এলাকাতে রান করছি।
শামিন, আপনি কোকোনাট ইউজ করেছেন এখানে?
না সে
পিনা কোলাডাতে কিন্তু কোকোনাট যায়। ইটস আ মিক্সচার অফ পাইনঅ্যাপল এন্ড
কোকোনাট।
আমার কাছে মানে কেকের টেস্টটা বেশ ভালো লেগেছে।
আমার কাছেও কেকের টেস্টটা
ভালো
ভালো লেগেছে। ইটস নট টু সুইট, দেয়ার ইজ পাইনঅ্যাপল when you call it
জুসি।
থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম।
আপনি এটা ছাড়া আর কি রান্না করতে পারেন? ঝাল খাবার কি রান্না করতে পারেন?
বিরিয়ানি, কাবাব, হচ্ছে মুঠি কাবাব, শামি কাবাব, ইন্টারন্যাশনাল আছে, জালি কাবাব। ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কোনো খাবার যেমন চাইনিজের মধ্যে ফ্রাইড রাইস, চিলি চিকেন, ওনথন, থাই স্যুপ, এগুলো সব পারি। চাইনিজের মধ্যে তো থাই আসে না। ভালো আসছে না।
আমি জানি আপনি জানেন, বাট আপনি নার্ভাস কেন এত?
প্রথমবার আমার অডিশন তো সেই জন্য।
আগে কেন আসেন?
আগে আমি মানে গত সিজন আমি ভাবছিলাম যে দিব, তারপর ভাবলাম যে না, আমি একটু কাঁচা আছি, এখানে তো দেখি অনেক সব দক্ষ সবাই আসে, ওই জন্য আমি ভাবছিলাম একটু ভালো মতো শিখে তারপর যাই, সেই জন্য।
সো আপনার মনে হয় আপনি এবারের জন্য রেডি?
হ্যাঁ, আমার মনে হয় আমি রেডি আছি এবারের জন্য।
তাহলে আমরাও রেডি। এখন আপনাকে একটা ওয়েটিং কার্ড দেই।
থ্যাংক ইউ শেফ। সেরাধনের ওয়েটিং কার্ড পেয়েছি, আর আশা করছি গ্র্যান্ড অডিশনের জন্য সিলেক্ট হব ইনশাল্লাহ। এটা পেয়েছি, এটাতে অনেক খুশি লাগছে। ইনশাল্লাহ গ্র্যান্ড অডিশনের জন্য সিলেক্ট হলে আরও বেশি খুশি হব।
Insan ơi, Insan ơi, chuẩn bị dán đi kia đi. Mình đã tô xong 6 cái bông hoa trang trí ở cái lọ này nhá. Giờ mình sẽ tô đến cái phần thân của lọ hoa này, cái bình hoa này nhá, với cái màu tím này. Mình sẽ tô từ phần đáy lên. Lâm này, chỉ phát phát này thôi. Một cái bình hoa với cái màu tím nhá. Vẫn ngủ hay là thức rồi? Mình đang tô cái phần bình hoa với cái màu tím nhá. Phần những bông hoa trang trí trên bình 6 bông hoa mình đã tô bằng màu đỏ rồi nha. Không đặt được à? Với cái bình màu tím rất là mộng mơ nha.
আপনার রাইস যেটা জি খুব যে খারাপ হয়েছে সেটা না।
On top of that, it is slightly overcooked.
আমার নাম প্রীতি ইসলাম। আমি আজকে কোকোনাট রাইস রান্না করেছি, কোকোনাট রাইস উইথ গ্রিল চিকেন অ্যান্ড কোরিয়ান্ডার সস, সাথে পামকিনের আরেকটা সস দিয়েছি। ডেজার্টে দিয়েছি বাহারি মোহনভোগ।
আপনার মানে এই যে রেসিপি জি সব কিছু মিলিয়ে কি মনে হয় সেরা রাঁধুনিতে পার্টিসিপেট করার জন্য এটা দিস ইজ বেস্ট রেসিপি?
জি আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে এটা বেস্ট হবে।
প্রীতি, ফার্স্ট থিং আমি আপনাকে টেকনিক্যাল জিনিসটা বলি,
Yeah, sure.
ঠিক আছে? It's very dry. Second জিনিস হলো গিয়ে whole roast is not the ideal thing to do when you're serving this at a restaurant or এরকম একটা কুকিং শোতে. You don't expect the judges or the customer এটাকে কেটে নেবে. On top of that, it is slightly overcooked.
এখন একটু আমরা টেস্ট করে দেখি। আপনার রাইস যেটা জি খুব যে খারাপ হয়েছে সেটা না, ভালো, থ্যাংক ইউ। আর ডেজার্টটাও মাইল্ড, মানে মিষ্টির ব্যালেন্সটা ভালো আছে। জি জি। কিন্তু ব্যাপারটা হয় কি যে যখন আমরা অডিশনে আসি তখন এতগুলো জিনিস দিয়ে আসলে অডিশন না। আমি জেনেছি কারণ আমি হচ্ছে ফুল প্লেটারটাই সার্ভ করতে ঠিক আছে। আমার ইন্টেনশন এতগুলো না দিয়েও আপনি শুধু একটার উপর যদি ফোকাস দিতেন জি জি তাও মনে হয় আপনার আমি বেস্ট হতো। সবগুলোর উপরে সমান ফোকাস দিয়েছি, বাই মিস্টেকেনলি একটু ফল্ট হয়েছে হয়তো, কিন্তু আমি চেষ্টা করছি খুব যত্ন করে করার। অ্যাকচুয়ালি
আসলে যত্নের ছোঁয়া এখানে আছে আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি, এবং রেসিপির মধ্যেও আমার কাছে ভিন্নতা লেগেছে, আর কিছু টেকনিক্যাল ফল্ট আছে। তো আমার মনে হয় ওইগুলো যদি একটু কারেকশন করা যায় তাহলে ইট ওয়াজ গুড।
প্রীতি, the chicken has flavor, চিকেনটা মজা, সসটাও মজা, রাইট? বাট বেসিকে প্রবলেম হয়ে গেছে। বেসিক ইজ আপনার কুকিংটাই তো ওভারকুকড।
আমাকে অ্যাকচুয়ালি পোলট্রি চুজ করতে হতো মেবি এই ক্ষেত্রে।
ফার্মের মুরগি ইউজ করলে মনে হয়
পোলট্রিটা বেশি জুসি।
অফ কোর্স
আমার এটা ফল্ট হয়েছে, এটা আমি বুঝছি।
প্রীতি, আই থিঙ্ক ওভারঅল টেস্ট ভালো আছে, অ্যান্ড আই থিঙ্ক ইটস আ গুড এফোর্ট। উই ওয়ান্ট টু গিভ ইউ আ চান্স। ঠিক আছে,
থ্যাংক ইউ।
ওয়েট করেন, আসেন, আপনাকে ওয়েটিং কার্ড দেওয়া হবে।
আমার খুবই ভালো লাগছে যে আমি ওয়েটিং কার্ডটা পেয়ে গেছি। আমি কিন্তু কনফিডেন্ট ছিলাম যে আমি ওয়েটিং কার্ডটা পাবো। আর আমি এখন অপেক্ষায় আছি নেক্সট রাউন্ডে ঢাকা যাওয়ার জন্য। আমি আশাবাদী যে আমি ঢাকা পর্যন্ত যেতে পারবো।
Trên trời cao con rớt xuống đây khóc, được làm em bé xíu của mẹ này. Dịu dàng mẹ cười đón thiên thần đáng yêu.
Mình đang tô bằng cái màu đỏ nha, một cái màu đỏ tươi rất là lộng lẫy cho chú công này, với bộ lông dài. Mình đã tô xong cái phần đuôi là màu tím và màu đỏ nha. Mình sẽ tô đôi chân với cái màu nâu. Đây là cái màu nâu nha. Tới cái phần chân là cái màu nâu nè. bộ lông dài, bộ đuôi dài lên, nó sẽ che hết cả cái phần chân của chú công này nha. Mình sẽ tô phần lông trên bằng cái màu vàng và cam kết hợp.